Have you ever decided that you would spend less time on social media and it might work for a few days until somehow you just slowly fell back into old habits again? Quitting social media is one of the best decisions you can make for your mental health. However, it is not that easy to walk away from something that has become such a big part of your everyday life. That's why I would want to share with you 4 ways to reduce screen time that make the change feel much more natural and sustainable in the long run. First, change the location where you get on social media. If you scroll somewhere that is too comfortable, like on your bed, it is very easy to stay there for hours because there is nothing really pushing you to stop. Instead, move to another place that is less associated with rest, like outside of your room or another room in your house. What is also helpful is to check social media while standing or moving around a little bit. For example, when I want to check news, I often let myself do it for 10 minutes while walking around in my room. This way, it is much harder to fully sink into doom scrolling. Secondly, make it less accessible. On my laptop, where I do most of my browsing, I use this app called Cold Turkey Blocker. My favorite feature of it makes me type out a long string of random text before unlocking certain sites. This short pause is usually enough to snap me out of autopilot and reconsider whether I would want to continue or not. As for my phone, I simply uninstall the apps so that if I want to check something, I will need to go through the browser, which makes it feel much less tempting. The next tip is to be strategic with your timing. Choose a time to go on social media that you are less likely to overdo it based on your daily schedule and energy level. If you check social media when you are mentally low or before tasks that you tend to avoid, it's much more likely to turn into doom scrolling and affect your mood and focus. I recommend using it after you have finished with your responsibilities during the day, but not too close to bedtime. What also helps me is planning something fun to do afterward. For example, I will let myself check Reddit for 20 minutes and then go watch a movie. That way, it is much easier to stop and move on. Finally, understand that this won't be a linear process. Some days you will do well, some days it won't go as well, and that's okay. Being too hard on yourself can actually make things worse because the guilt often makes us scroll even more as a way to avoid uncomfortable feelings. So just consider failures a part of the process, keep going, and trust that every time you come back, you are getting better at it.